Hi, this video is going to focus on sitting. So not just sitting, but sitting up tall and learning to engage muscles to help us to sit up taller. And why is this important? Because when we sit, we go into our habitual pattern, and for most of us, that's a kind of a slumping down, right? Just allowing everything to dump. When we sit slumped over, and we do that often, we reinforce those strong muscles. The ones that are holding us up are the ones that are always turned on. And so our weaker muscles that aren't working are always turned off, and they'll always be soft. So whatever we do most of the time, that's what we're reinforcing in our bodies. If you see me right now, I'm really rounding my spine, and so that puts some strain in my back. I can't sit here for very long because it does bother me. And there's no engagement in my core. So as I'm going to show in this video, you'll actually be actively sitting. So you can do this anytime if you work while you're sitting, if you drive a lot, learning how to engage all of these stabilizer muscles, which helps to decompress the spine. So you start to take the pressure off of the base of the spine. As we begin to learn how to use these core muscles, those shoulders that often are up in the ears start to learn how to soften. So we have to turn on things to turn off things. So we can stretch and get massages till the cows come home. I've really never said that before. But if we don't learn how to engage what's weak, those strong muscles will constantly come back in and start working. So by learning how to find your weaker areas and engage, it might feel challenging at first, it might feel exhausting at first, and you might feel like you don't want to do it. I promise you, if you stay committed and have discipline, you will notice a difference super quickly. Your body is so intelligent. When you start to turn on those areas, it turns it on in your brain, and you create a connection from your body into your brain. One other really awesome thing about learning how to sit up tall is getting rid of muffin top. So for most of us, this muffin top is really just extra skin that doesn't have anywhere to go when we collapse into our hips. So it sticks out and it looks like fat. When we learn how to use the skin by lifting up out of our hips, it lifts up as well. I'm super excited for you to try this out, and I hope you have as good of results or better results than I have. So if you have a chair, I suggest one that has a hard surface. If it has a cushion, you can still use it just to practice. However, I do like the hard surface best. You'd like to have your heels right under your knees, okay? So feet hip width apart, that's about 2 fists distance between the legs. So now whether you slump back or you stick your butt out, what you want to do is find your sit modes. So whether you need to pull the back of the pelvis down to press, or if you're rounded, pull the pubis bone in the front down, either one, you're going to find those pokey bones, okay? So you can rock a little forward and back, side to side. Feel those little pokey bones. Don't move your butt meat out of the way. You don't need to do that, okay? So just little slide, little wiggle, and feel those bones. And you want to be kind of a little towards the front of those bones, all right? So as you press down into those bones, those of you that know you arch the lower back, pull the back of the pelvis down. So you're keeping your back nice and lifted, long spine. Notice when you do that, you pull your belly in naturally. If you have a block, you can put it between your thighs. It's not necessary though. You can use your hands, just push your palms into your thighs and pull your inner thighs together. So your thighs stay hip width, all right? And when you give yourself that little pressure, you automatically engage a little bit in your glutes. You want that, all right? So what we want to do is not over-engage the quadriceps, the tops of the thighs. So now just relax and go back to just the softening. I said that funny. And then we'll do it again. I like to learn and teach through contrast. So just like lifting a weight, I've said this before, but contracting and releasing, okay? So this is your release, and then you'll contract again. So find those sit bones and press them straight down into the chair. Now I want you to find your heels, your feet, keep your toes down, press and pull towards you isometrically. As you do that, see if you can start to notice some engagement in your hamstrings, so under your legs. If you don't really feel the hamstrings, it's okay. Over time, you'll want to see if you can feel them a little bit more. Now, pressing the hands between the inner thighs may help that to just happen. Okay, so the palms into the inner thighs, and as you squeeze in, maybe that turns on the hamstrings for you. So from here, I want you to keep all of this going. Start to sit up a little bit taller. So with the sit bones grounded, engage the lower belly, the lower back, the side body, and start to lift up out of the hips. Now, with everything on the lower part of the body engaged, start to soften anything above the rib cage. Okay, so as you exhale, soften the shoulders, the neck, the face. All right, you're gonna stay again. Press down and lift up, nice and tall as you inhale. And as you exhale, soften everything above the rib cage, the upper lip, between the eyebrows, all of that softens, and relax it all. So you can do this little sets, keep engaging, finding the back of the legs, finding a softness in the quadriceps and a softness above the rib cage. So each inhale, you'll find that lift. You can hold yourself there and work to exhale everything, soften everything as you exhale, and keep the lift. Maybe do that for 5 breaths, or you can engage and let it go and keep doing that a few times, and then maybe on your 5th time, hold it for a few breaths. Whatever helps you to start to really feel this in your body. And you'll start to notice when you stand, you're standing up a little bit taller, lengthening up out of your spine. And each time you sit down, you don't have to be dogmatic about any of this stuff. However, if you remember, right? Yeah, it's work. So there's times when I remember and I don't want to do it, but I feel so good when I do. My back doesn't bother me anymore. I just feel stronger. And I feel like I'm in control of my body instead of my body being in control of me. We go to chiropractors to put ourselves back in alignment. Why not just work on our alignment while we're doing normal things in our lives? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love practicing this. I even do it while I'm driving now. I've learned how to engage my hamstrings while I'm in my car on long rides. So when I'm done driving, my hip flexors don't bother me, which used to be a really big deal. So maybe I'll do a video on that later. Please leave me any comments, questions if you have them below. And if you enjoyed this video or it helped you, I hope you'll share and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Peace.